Hi there everybody, Ollie here, aka Secret Nimbus here, another episode of Magic Duels. So for today's episode we are back with the Naya Tokens deck. I think I'm just going to keep this hand, it's not too bad. We're going to drop the Evolving Wilds straight away, get ourselves a white source just so we can play out like Hanweir, Militia Captain and Valor and Akros later on. Not sure I really want to play Hanweir, Militia Captain this early on. There we go, let's come on game, work with me here. I'm always incredibly paranoid whenever it doesn't let me pause on my opponent's end step to crack Evolving Wilds. I was like, oh god, not again. Okay, that's quite nice. We've got ourselves a 4th mana for the Valor and Akros, which is pretty cool. Do I play out Hanweir Militia Captain? No, that would be a little bit foolish at this stage of the game. I mean, he's got no... I mean, I'm only seeing green, so I'm really tempted just to play it out. It could be a really silly idea, but it will allow me to at least swing for 2 damage next turn, so we're going to risk it. We'll be able to get Valor and Akros down on turn 4. Okay, I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable now I'm seeing the second green source, so I'm almost feeling a little bit justified. Oh, excellent. Explosive Vegetation, that is fantastic. So we're just going to play out the Forest here. And the Thopter Engineer pre-combat, because we would like to be able to swing with our Thopter right now. There we go. So we're just going to swing with you and you. Perfect. So I'm really tempted to just forego Valor and Akros next turn and just go straight for Explosive Vegetation, just so we can get Chandra down and start swinging with her as well. That's the whole reason this is in the deck, to get us ramped up to the Chandra. Also to trigger things like Retreat to Kazandu. So we do have Rexage, which is kind of funny as he's played that out now. Can destroy my Thopter, but you know that's probably one of the least important things he could have destroyed with a Reclamation Sage. So I'm fairly happy with that. Okay, so here's mana number 4. So like I said, we're just going to... We'll hold back the Hanweir Militia Captain, we'll swing with the Thopter Engineer as we know that is safe from the Reclamation Sage. And as like I said, I think we're just going to ramp up straight up to 6 mana. Probably grab a white and a green source, just so we've got double white and double green. You know, it's not too bothered. I think double green I don't think we really need, but it's always nice to have that mana in there. So like I said, next turn we can then start thinking about Chandra, and then Valor and Akros after that is going to be fantastic, synergised up with these two. Okay, so he has managed to get Explosive Vegetation down. So he's running basically just mono green here. It's interesting. Haven't seen a mono green ramp deck around in a little while. Okay, we do have a Blisterpod as well, which is quite nice. We'll save that for next turn with the Valor and Akros, I think, though. So this turn we're just going to drop Chandra, swing for 7. I know we can actually drop Blisterpod down this turn, which is interesting, which I think I might do actually. Just because it's an extra target for Valor and Akros next turn, which he's going to pump up twice because of Chandra, which is kind of cool. So yeah, we're just going to swing for 6 there. And then just drop Blisterpod. So yeah, unfortunately Hanweir Militia Captain won't flip, because obviously those tokens get exiled, but it's not the end of the world. I think we've got a pretty good board state right now, especially with the Valor and Akros to come down as well. Okay, so he's gone for the Plated Crusher, interesting. So how aggressive do we want to be here is the question. We do have Gideon as well, which is kind of awesome. Do I go for Gideon or do I go for Valor and Akros? I really want to get Valor and Akros down first. I can always get Gideon down next turn. So we're just going to drop our elementals, which will then trigger Valor and Akros twice, which will make these 5/3s, which is kind of awesome. Now, he can only block 2 of these creatures, and how much damage will I push through without if you say, for example, if he was to block these 2, he would then still take 3, 6, 10 damage. So yeah, that's lethal, just because of the double Valor and Akros drop. So that is brutal. Whoever suggested that is a genius. Yeah, he can only block maximum 2 damage, 2 creatures, and we're pushing through 10 damage minimum. So yeah, excellent, awesome. Game number 1. Okay guys, here we are for game number 2. I'll double check who we're playing in a second, as that was not an easy to read name. If we had the red source, I would actually... you know what? Because I've got the Blisterpod and the Nissa, I'm just going to keep this, I think. Could be really silly. I mean, I'd love... if we draw a red source pretty early on, I'm going to be extremely happy, because we will be able to get Dragon Fodder down as well. But yeah, I couldn't really pass up keeping Nissa, like the ultimate token generator in the deck. So yeah, if that had been an Evolving Wild, this would have just been absolutely perfect, but yeah, it should be okay. I mean, we've got the Westvale Abbey anyway, so potentially we can get up to 5 creatures and then... oh, yes! Thank you! The game is on my side today. Finally. There is a god out there somewhere. Just for the record, I am an atheist. I don't actually believe in a god, but apparently the heart of the cards might actually be real though. Just, you know, always quoting Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm playing a children's card game. Yeah, I don't know how many of you have actually watched Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series, but it is fantastically funny. It's probably one of my favourite kind of YouTube video series somebody's ever done. Little Karibo is an absolute like genius when it comes to the Abridged series. It's just like everything wrong with Yu-Gi-Oh! Just spelt out in about 5 minutes. Okay, cool. We got Pia and Kiran as well. I will drop Nissa on my end step, but there's not really much point up until now. So we're just swinging for 3 here. We'll drop Nissa. Probably put a token down. If we can get a second red source, that would be fantastic next turn to actually get Pia and Kiran down. But we're just going to... oops, a daisy. Wrong one. Want to create a plant token. So we're almost up to the point where we can actually trigger Westvale Abbey. We need maybe, I think, 1 more mana. And then we can get Ormondal, which is kind of funny. This is almost gone perfect. Looks like we're... whoa! I have not seen that. This guy is running the fattest of fat stacks. He must be running like 80 cards. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, he's running like 81, 82 cards. Something like that. That is bonkers. I was just like, Jesus! Look at the fat stack. Look at that fat stack. Okay, so what are we going to do this turn? Declaration in Stone is interesting. Let's play at Westvale Abbey. Now, do I -2 Nissa this turn? I mean, we can't... it's tempting to Declaration in Stone that just because I can't deal with flyers. So I could... no, I'm just going to... probably just swing with these 3. And then my +1 Nissa again. And then... maybe -2 next turn. Okay, so he's just decided to block one of the tokens, which is fine by me. So I was hoping he would do that. I didn't really want to have to declare in stone a Pilgrim's Eye. So yeah, we can probably afford to -2 Nissa next turn to actually pump up all of these tokens. Okay, so he's got himself a tireless tracker. So he's going to be able to investigate. So I am... thinking maybe just Declaration in Stone you. So I haven't got that second red source, so yeah, I'm going to Declaration in Stone you just because before you start getting pumped up or anything, he will get to investigate twice, but he's already investigated once anyway. So we are just going to -2 Nissa there. Just give us 6 damage to sweep with, to attack with. And then, at this point, providing we don't face a Language or a Radiant Flames, we do have enough mana next turn just to pop all our creatures and summon Ormondal, which is kind of funny, actually. So, unless we suffer a board wipe here, we've basically got our winner in Ormondal anyway. Because he can't count, even if he had a counter, he can't actually counter our ability to do that, because obviously forests... like, lands can't be countered by counter spells. Has he just realised that he's not actually won here because he's got 1 mana left open and I've got Ormondal? Or just -2ing Nissa, that might also be enough damage. So we've got either Valor and Akros, we've got Nissa, or we've got Ormondal. So this would do, if we -2 Nissa, we've got... We'll try this one first. We'll keep Ormondal open as an option. And he's just decided that he's lost the game. Excellent. So, wow, this has been fantastic so far. So let's move on to game number 3. Okay guys, on to game number 3. We're playing the rank 37 Teveron, something like that. I've completely forgot to check who we played in the last game, but I don't suppose it really matters. If I had a white source here, I would keep this, but I don't. So we're going to be a little bit more aggressive, and I think it's paid off. If we had a green source, that would be better, but so we'll probably just start off with Westvale Abbey. Yeah, if I had the green source for Blisterpod, that would be better, but instead we've got the Dragon Fodder and the Retreat to Emeria, which is quite nice. So we start off with a Westvale Abbey of his own. Okay. Implies that we may be facing some kind of other aggressive style deck, so we're just going to drop the Dragon Fodder, generate our first tokens. We've got Thopter Engineer next turn, so we can swing for 3 damage next turn. We'll be hoping to get a green source at some point to drop Blisterpod. Okay, what have we got here then? Eldrazi Mimic. When it enters the battlefield, another colourless creature. Whenever another colourless creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may change Eldrazi Mimic's base power and toughness to that creature's power and toughness until end of turn. Interesting card. So that's probably one of those cards I'm thinking for next week deck that I want to run a kind of an aggressive Eldrazi deck. There's a lot of big Eldrazi kind of like trample creatures for not a lot of mana, so I want to kind of maybe run some of them. Seems kind of interesting. So he has not decided to block, so we'll see what other kind of Eldrazi he's got up his sleeve. So yeah, there's some very, very aggressive Eldrazi creatures which I'd like to run. Okay, so it looks like we may be facing Eldrazi of some description, so I'm guessing he's not going to choose to mimic the 1/1 Thopter. No, that's probably a sensible option. So we will be able to get Retreat to Emeria down this turn, which is quite nice. We do have a Declaration in Stone, so if he, for example, plays out more Thopters, we will probably just try and declare in stone multiple ones of them. So we'll just play out Retreat to Emeria here. Do we swing? I don't think there's any point this turn. I'm going to save it for a big Retreat to Emeria swing next turn maybe. So we can either pump up all of our creatures or deploy core tokens depending on what our board state is like. Okay, we do have a Vile Aggregate, so it is, has its power equal to... Wow, that is going to be pretty crazy from that one. Yeah, so that becomes a 3/5 this turn. So I may have to exile you, so I think we'll just take the 3 damage. Yeah, that's not something that I can suffer to be around. So that's probably quite a good... Okay, finally, we've got a Declaration in Stone target, so we're just going to drop our Rootbound Crag. Give all our creatures +1/+1 until end of turn. We're going to Declaration in Stone you, because you're a big old pile of menace. And then we're just going to swing with everything else. Be pretty aggressive here. Is that a rare? I can't remember what rarity the Vile Aggregate has on it, but I'm just going to drop Blisterpod as well. So we've got another Clifftop Retreat next turn to swing big again. So you had almost like a Evolving Wilds at this point to actually, you know, crack Retreat to Emeria twice. Okay, what we got here then? Thought Not Seer. So okay, so he gets to... You may choose a non-land card. So I've only actually got a mana in hand, which is kind of funny. So he can't actually exile my Clifftop Retreat because it's the only card I have in hand. And then I get to, when it leaves the battlefield, I get to draw a card. So he's just going to swing for 4 here. So yeah, I think we'll let that go through. So I'd almost like something like a Pia and Kiran. Okay, we got Make a Stand, which is actually awesome here. So I'm going to give all my creatures +1/+1 until end of turn. And we're going to swing with everything. And then probably just Make a Stand and then see what he decides to block here. So we can only block 3 of my creatures. So we're going to push through a reasonable amount of damage here. So we're going to push through like 9 damage. Whoa, he's down at 2, which is awesome. And next turn, if he doesn't play out any more Thopters, we can just crack Foundry the consoles and then swing for 3 damage in the air. So he didn't do anything that turn, he just completely like skipped over it, which is, you know, pretty good for us. What did he decide to do there? I'm guessing he's cracking a clue token to draw a card. Oh wow, yeah, he just like skipped right over his turn. Okay, so he's going to Lightning Axe my Thopter Engineer, I'd assume. Yes, I assume correct. That's unfortunate, but... and he's also got Fiery Temper, so what's he Fiery Tempering? My Thopter as well, okay. That's unfortunate, because we could have potentially swung with Ormondal at that point. So it is back to me. So, what do I do here? I'm thinking maybe just crack Foundry of the Consoles, don't swing. And then crack Foundry of the Consoles gives us... what's what I'm looking for? Yeah, if we play out the Plains, we're going to put the Core Ally into play. Gives us a blocker for that. Oh no, we also had a blocker with the Blisterpod, so we're just going to skip attack here. Then next turn, so on my off step I'm going to crack Foundry of the Consoles. It's going to give us 2 additional Thopters. If he can't swing with this one, let's see what he does here. Because like I said, we will be able to get Ormondal down. Or just crack the 2 Thopters and then swing for lead. I'll see how it goes in a minute. So he's in a pretty precarious position where we definitely have the upper hand here, especially with the much better board state. So he's played out a Rune Servitor, so that gets to become a 2/2. Okay, he's decided not to. Interesting choice. Is he going to swing with the Thought Knot Seer? So we are going to crack Foundry of the Consoles. So we have... Let's try to think about this. So is it preferable to... so we are going to generate ourselves another token here. Reason being... There we go. Yeah, because that would have been lethal because we had the 2 Thopters and we had 5 other creatures we could crack for Ormondal. So we could have only blocked 2 of our... Yeah, so awesome. Nice win for game number 3. So we're on a bit of a roll here, guys. Let's move on to game number 4. Okay guys, here we are for game number 4. We're playing the rank 39 Hana Putana, I believe that was. We cannot keep that hand, as much as I'd love to. This one we're probably going to keep. So we'll start off with just the Westvale Abbey, just to disguise what we're running. Nope, that was actually a mistake there. Should have started off with the Clifftop Retreat, because I'm an idiot. Because now we won't be able to play Dragon Fodder on turn 2. Unless we get a mountain. Nope, so we are just going to drop that Clifftop Retreat instead then. That was a bit silly of me, like I completely didn't twig the fact that this would come in tapped and I had no other way of bringing it in untapped. Okay, so we've got a Kessage Forge Master. So that will be able to ping off my creatures if I block or attack against it. So we're just going to drop the Forest here, drop the Dragon Fodder. How much mana we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, we're 1 red mana away from being able to play out Chandra later on, which is kind of nice. So we probably want to drop Retreat to Emeria next turn, just to give our tokens a bit of survivability. So he's going to swing with Kessage Forge Master, so we will skip blocking there. I mean, I could have double blocked, I suppose, which would have killed it. And then he's got a Breakneck Rider. Okay, so we're playing Werewolves, is my assumption. So, do we go for the Evolving Wilds here, or do we go for... No, we want to get a Retreat to Emeria down now. So, do I have a White Source? Yeah, I do have a White Source, that's fine. So, yeah, we probably want to play you out now. So, he's going to skip attack here. So, we can get a double trigger on Retreat to Emeria next turn if we want to. Although, I'm likely to save that for the turn... I'd love to save that for a double Chandra. So do I kill that? I mean, it pings one of them. Whenever... Oh my god, yeah, he can actually just kill both of them. That's kind of crazy. Do I block that one just to prevent 3 damage going through? Yeah, I'm probably going to do that. So we're in a bit of a bind here. So these are both going to flip, unfortunately. So we could almost do playing out 2 spells here, which I don't think we're going to get. So I'm going to do the Evolving Wilds now. So yeah, we're going to generate core tokens at this point. Just to give ourselves blockers. And then we also want to Dragon Fodder. So we're just trying to get as many of these bad boys down as possible at this point. We won't... No, we may as well attack here. We've got plenty of blockers. So, and he's going to play it, flash in a Pack Guardian, so that's annoying. Completely didn't think about Pack Guardian. So if he discards a land, he also gets to put a creature, a wolf token into play as well. It's nice for him. Hadn't really thought about Pack Guardian. That would actually be quite an interesting one to put into this deck. Hadn't twigged it personally. So we've got, he's got a very good ball state here. I suppose my luck had to run out eventually. I'm just going to crack Evolving Wilds now. Why the hell not? Yeah, I think we'll just grab an additional blocker. So we kind of need to just block. Oh my god! I've just realised. Yeah, we're just dead at this point because he's got the the neck breaker. So which gives all of his creatures trample. So we're going to try and kill you, and then just take the 12 damage for everything else. Oh no, we're going to take 14 damage because this is actually going to deal 2 damage through from trample as well. So we're down at 2 health at this point. And he's going to fire a temper, so we're just dead. So I suppose my luck had to run out at some point, and it turned out that the aggressive werewolf deck was actually better than mine. So yeah, that was interesting. So it was a good run. 3 games in a row. Wasn't too bad, but I think we'll leave it here for now. So a little bit of a short one, but you know we've got through 4 very, very fast games. So you know 22 minutes is not bad for that. So yeah, as always, guys, don't forget to comment and like if you enjoyed the episode. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.